Oh, fine people of YouTube. Welcome to another Train Sim World 3 video. Today we're going to take a look at Bahnstrecke Bremen Oldenburg, which is the newest German route for Train Sim World 3. And yes, it released on a Tuesday, the 6th of December, no less. And one day before the public playtest of the newest Train Sim to release very soon, SimRail. So that's a little funny. That's interesting, the timing there. But it is also still, as with the last add-on they released, the Birmingham Cross City or whatnot, it's still 40 freaking US dollars. So they jumped $10. You know, I would have understood like $2, $4, maybe $5, maybe $6 at the most. But no. These add-ons are 40 friggin' dollars now. But I really like the German stuff in Train Sim World. It is an issue I have. I know. I am fully aware of it. I'm seeking help. So I wanted to take a look at it. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. Alright then, welcome to Bremen HBF, or Hauptbahnhof. This is the train station in Bremen. So just a little bit about the route, as usual for those that may not be aware or are new to the game, or just didn't know this was coming out. This is Bahnstrecke Bremen to Oldenburg. So I'll go ahead and pop the map open here and show you where we're at. This is Bremen. This is north up here. The North Sea is up here a few miles. There's a massive port. This is a big port town. The actual port's a little bit further north, and it goes east into, what is it, northern or eastern Saxony. It actually used to be part of Saxony. It was annexed back in, what is it, the Napoleonic Wars. Anyway, doesn't matter. This is Oldenburg right here, and you may be thinking, hey, that looks kind of short, and that's because it is. You are correct. It is very short. So that's what's kind of funky about this right off the bat. Geez, what is it? 44 kilometers, which comes to about 27 miles. So from end to end, depending on the type of service you're doing, can take anywhere between about 30 and 40 minutes. Generally, at least it does in real life as far as the RE services. But this is supposed to take place circa late 2000s, so says Dovetail. It includes the DBBR 110.3, which is probably the most excitable thing for me personally that I was looking forward to with this is the E10 class, the 110.3, because I love the old German electrics. They're just neat and unique. It also comes with the 425 EMU or DBBR 425. It comes with the BR 155, which comes in the... Gosh, I can't remember the name of the livery. It comes in a blue livery, so it's not red. It's like Post or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. And we get the n-wagons and the cab car, which are these things here. So we have a new piece of rolling stock, you know, for German passenger services that aren't the freaking Dostos cars. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, so anyway, now what else is interesting about this route, as with a lot of the German stuff in Train Sim World 3, is a lot of stuff that they previously made for the game and games past, Train Sim World 1 and Train Sim World 2, a lot of the German stuff is going to layer into this. So if you've got a lot of the older German DLCs, it should layer into this. I don't know off the top of my head what all I have installed right now, just to try and save space and stuff I don't typically play. But the list of stuff that will layer into this is as follows. The DBBR 612 from Theron Ramp, which you can see right there, which is a very, very sweet little diesel multiple unit, which also tilts, which is pretty cool. The BR 185, n-wagen Dresden, which that is from. The DBBR 101, which is at Beauty, sitting over there on the platform. Let's see, what else? The MRCE 182 from Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr, and stuff from Hamburg-Lübeck. The Dispelach 182, which came in that loco pack that they released previous to this. The DBBR 363 from Nahverker Dresden, which is the little shunter, cool little shunter, and the ICE-1, of course, which came with the Würzburg route that came with Train Sim World 3. So a lot of stuff is going to layer into this, which is nice. And there's an n-wagen cab car right there pulling into the station. Nice. So with that, there is a caveat between older consoles and newer consoles. Now, this is on PC. I would like to make that very clear. This is on PC. But if you're on console, depending on which console, if it's the older generation or the newer generation, the older stuff is going to have a lot less timetabling. There's going to be a lot less activity or action going on. If you're on the newest PS5 and Xbox One X, One X, or whatever it's called, you're going to have the most opportunity for timetables and rolling stock and just trains AI-wise, if you will. I don't know if I said that correctly. Probably didn't. This, of course, is in northern Germany on the North Sea. And again, it's $39 freaking dollars. Yes, I can't get over that. A lot of people try to white knight for Dovetail. Say it's okay. It's, covers expenses. Things are getting expensive nowadays. Blah, blah. No. It's total bullshit. I'm sorry. It's $40. That's too much. 30 was passable. If they'd have done maybe 5 more, okay. And then they blame the whole thing on Steam regional pricing, which is just total BS. Nobody's buying that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But so that's going on. It is 44 kilometers or 27 miles, and it includes the rolling stock from a one Mike Gultz from TSG or VR from Train Sim Classic. And he tends to make some pretty good stuff, which is one of the reasons I'm always kind of hyper legit ready for some of the German stuff within Train Sim World when he's got a hand in it. So, all right, let's have a look around. Alrighty, so we are just south now of Bremen Hauptbahnhof, which is just up there to the north. You can see the dome of the station, and this is a fairly good-sized port city, Bremen. It's got over 500,000 residents. It's the 11th largest city in Germany and the second largest port in Germany, second only to, I think, Hamburg. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Hamburg. Hamburg's a massive port. But the Weser River is off to our left, as well as the Old Town. You probably won't be able to see much of that because the railway line is not very close to that, but we'll see what we can get to and look around at here. But as far as, the general look of the route, so far it looks pretty good. A lot of these trees and bushes look very nice. It's, it looks fairly clean. But not too clean. The overhead line equipment, the poles, catenary, and all that look okay. It looks about the same of what you would typically see in a lot of these German routes for Train Sim World, which I am always convinced is some of the best stuff in Train Sim World. They ought to just call it Train Sim Germany or something like that, and just stuck with German stuff. But the buildings look great. It looks very German. Although, if you kind of look at a lot of this area in real life, there's not so much of this, old world, orange tile on a lot of the roofs. It's, there's not so much of that. It's probably more like what you see there. But anyway, it is what it is. So, this is a fairly massive yard down here where they have shops and some just general storage facilities, which you can see over here. You can also see some of the stuff that layers in. So we've got the rail pool and the MRCE 182 there, Taurus. We got some of the new coaches. And of course the 110s, which are sitting right there. Don't worry, we're going to take a look at those. I generally like to look at the map as a whole and then get into the locomotives. But anyway, yeah, here's some of the shops here. I'm assuming it's some sort of maintenance facility, either for cars or locomotives. And there's another one up the way here as well. There we go. There's a service passing by. So this is just a random timetable that I loaded in, and already so far it's fairly busy. So one of the things I usually notice right off the bat as well is obviously the ballast and the tracks, and they look pretty good. There is definitely a different color going on here because in northern Germany, as far as I can tell from stuff that I've seen, on YouTube and pictures on Google and all that, the ballast is generally a gray like this. It looks very gray. It doesn't have that super repetitive patterning to it. You can, although, see it a little bit if you look up that way some, but it looks pretty clean for the most part. It's still got that super incredibly annoying shadow going on with the rails, as you can see when I zoom in and out there. I wish you could do something about that, but you cannot. That's like one of the only things that you can't do anything about with the INI settings, which are things that allow you to change some visual oddities within the game itself. So this is the station up here, Bremen HBF, obviously, and let's try and pop our head up. Oh, schnikes. There's our Dispelach, pulling some cars. Let's see if it'll let me cheat up on one of these roofs here. Sometimes it'll let you. See if I can boop up here some. There we go. Come on, let me get up here. Right. So over this way is the Weser River, and what I am not seeing, which is very shameful, is the St. Peter Cathedral, or St. Peter's Cathedral, which is a very, very old cathedral dating back to like the 9th century. It's been rebuilt multiple times. You can see they put like 2D people over there by the bus station. But I'm not seeing the spires from the cathedral, and I know that it's like this way. It's kind of like southeast of Bremen HBF, and I'm not seeing it. So that's kind of ridiculous. It's like one of the the most remarkable landmarks of the Bremen skyline. So that right away is a bit dingus. That's a shame that it's nowhere to be seen. I don't know if it'll pop in maybe when we head over the river. I'm not totally sure. Over here, this green space, which they did kind of add, I'll give them that. This is like a massive green space and botanical garden and just park. I think it's called Burger Park, Bremen, or something like that. It stretches for miles to the west. And it looks amazing. I wish there was stuff like that in a lot of U.S. cities. I know where I live, there's nothing like that. I mean, we have woods, but, nothing like a massive park with just a lot of trees and all that good stuff. But that is what I would assume is supposed to be over here. You can kind of tell they tried to put it in right here because there's a big pond and a fountain and an old building or structure over there. It doesn't quite look the same, but they kind of got that right. Now, off in the distance, another remarkable landmark in the Bremen skyline, which you can see, is the old telecommunications tower. That is visible. It looks fairly right. A lot of these older German cities, had them, and they still have them. It's just one of the, when I think of like a German city, I generally think of seeing one of those in the skyline. Now, as far as those like weird land masses in the distance, I don't know what in the hell that is supposed to be. Because this is a very flat region. I mean, the North Sea is like maybe 15, 20 miles up that way. So maybe there's some oddly shaped hills up there in real life. I'm not totes sure. I don't think there are, though. We got another little maintenance facility over here. These doors look pretty nice. A little cockeyed, so train might scrape, trying to get in there. So that wasn't placed very cleanly, but, it's fairly common. We've got an old roundhouse as well, which is definitely here in real life. Got a little tower there, turntable, I'm assuming works. Let us see. Let's see. Oh, you gotta unlock it first. There we go. Oh, God almighty. Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep doing this, man? They give us a turntable, which, there's not much for it. You could, make some cool pictures and things like that. But why put this down, and then leave this. That looks terrible. And you can't really do anything with it. But whatever. Again, dovetail moment. Alright, we'll go back up to the station here. It's a fairly large station. Bremen HBF are helping off. Serves ICE, which is the express services, obviously. Intercity, Eurocity, and 2 other services that are local and commuter. I believe it's got 9 platforms, and it was built in about 1847, so it's fairly old, as is a lot of stuff within Germany and Europe. And it was finally electrified in the 60s. I want to say like 1964 or 65. But it's it's a very large, nice station. As far as I can tell, they got this model pretty legit. The garage or the overhang or whatever the hell you want to call this big piece up here looks pretty. It looks pretty sharp. It looks pretty normal as far as I can tell. Let me get up close to it here. It's fairly detailed. The metal work and the framing looks very nice for dovetail standards with things like this. The building itself, this is the actual station here, the hall, looks okay. Some of the textures are a bit muddy, and there's just weird looking stuff like that, but it's not really building simulator, if you will. But yeah, these are the outside platforms here. I think there's 9 overall. As per usual, the PIS and things of that nature look incorrect. They always kind of stick with the same thing there. Yeah, it looks very basic. Let's see if we can see something on a train here. Do we have any Dostos in the building? Not in service. Yeah, it's all 110s and n-wagens. And I don't think these old things had them. Yes, we'll have to look at something else. But it looks very nice in here. I mean, look at the lighting looking outside. That is one of the things that was updated for Train Sim World 3 and as a whole was just more natural lighting. This looks very nice. Not gonna lie there. NGL, not gonna lie. SMH, shake my head. Go underground here. This looks pretty good. The lighting looks a bit off in here, if I'm honest. But it's detailed for the most part, which is very nice. I like the little lights down on the staircase here. This actually looks very nice. I don't know if this is marble, but these stairs look pretty damn good there. We got the DB logo. Yeah. They are an official licensor of DB, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I wonder if we can get inside, because Bremen is known for having this massive mural inside the building, which depicts the port and how it essentially built the city as it's known today, because it's a massive port city. And it was covered up by a bunch of crappy ads and banners and stuff several years ago, but they ripped them all down and redid it. But I don't think we can go in there, so that sucks. That would have been cool to see that. I mean, it is a train sim, but whatevs. But yeah, it looks pretty good in here. Looks pretty good, as far as I can tell. It doesn't look 100% organic. It's got that just super clean look to everything. There's no real like cracks in the cement or anything. No trash anywhere. I mean, generally they keep these places pretty clean IRL, but it still looks a little too institutional or something. Anywho, up we go. So this way goes up to the port. As you can see, the telecommunications tower up yonder there. We already have a bit of a snafu here with this pole going through this roof. GG on that. Mega Giga Chad GG. We've got parking spot lines drawn in dirt and grass. Okay. I see what they did there. So yeah, that way goes north. That's up to the sea and to the port. This way is the way that your trains will be taking to and fro Oldenburg and to the east. Got like some sort of little ramp here. That'd be cool if you could actually use something like that somehow. There are some crossings here. Oh, listen. Okay. All right. Those crossing bells sound pretty good. All right, I had to have a sip of my coffee. Sorry. Yep, those sound pretty good there. Level crossing. On we go. There goes some more. Yeah, I mean, as far as the trackage and everything so far looks pretty good. It's, the right of way is a little too clean on the side. Like if you look up some pictures of this area or cab ride footage, the few that are out there, it's little too clean. Could be some more grass, but we're just getting started here. So here is the, I'm going to do air quotes, new loco that comes with the route, which is not new. It's just a repainted DBBR 155, which is one of my favorite locomotives. Press. I said post earlier like a ding-dong. It's press, not post. Cheese and crackers. But it looks good, though. It's a nice-looking loco, and the 155 is cool as hell. I always like the 155. So you get that. You get a blue paint job with it. Like a Earl train or something. The old town is that away. The old medieval part of the city, if you will, which has got some really cool architecture and little narrow streets. It looks like you're walking through Hogwarts or something. I don't know. It's a nice looking little area, though, in real life. We'll keep on zooming. And here's the Weser. So, now, I have to keep in mind, and I'll try to help you keep in mind as well. They said this is supposed to be during the mid-2000s, I think. I do know that there is a very large theater supposed to be in this spot here. It's like a very fancy, newly architectural thing, and that is nowhere to be seen. I'm pretty sure it's right next to the tracks here, and there's nothing there. There's some kind of logistical center, and you can see they put their logo on there. I'm sure somebody will make a mod and put the real deal on there for whatever it's supposed to be. But okay, so this is kind of funky here. So this is the Weser River, obviously. There is a little protection canal back there, as you can see where those boats are off to the left there, from the main river, which is this, which goes down past the old town down there, which sadly is too far to see because there are some really, really cool-ass ships down there in real life. Not only is there a complete, almost one-to-one recreation of the Admiral Nelson, which is one of the most badass, ships ever, which was also commanded by one of the most badass people ever. They got one of those down there. There's also this other ship called the Alexander von Humboldt or something like that down there, which is an old, it's kind of like an old cutter. It was built in the early 1900s. It was a light ship, and then they changed it to something else and converted it to a bark in the 80s or something. We got a 612 pulling in here. But this over here, this is kind of funky. This is interesting to me. So, in real life, right now, there's like a row of hotels here, right? And this ship that they have depicted here, I don't know what the hell that is. If you know, please let me know in the comments down below as usual. But as far as I can tell, I think this is just a private ship. But I don't know that it would have been here in the mid-2000s. I know it's here now, or it's here modern day, and there's a couple other ships over there that are in the slip with it that are like floating hotels, if you will, or you can go out into the North Sea and sail around. It's kind of like a cruise or something like that, or up and down the river. So I don't know. I don't know if that's completely appropriate modern wise or what, but we're obviously holding up traffic here because my train's not moving because I loaded it into a timetable. This is the bridge over the Weser, which looks okay. It doesn't really look like the real deal. Um, I don't know. It looks all right. This down here doesn't look all that great. They, and by they I mean Dovetail, the ones that build the route, definitely don't have the best fidelity when it comes to like waterside things, rivers, creeks, lakes, oceans, all that. It generally looks like poo. Just to, put that out there blatantly, crystal clearly. That doesn't look very great. And then you got the water texture, which is just meh. But this boat looks kind of funky as well. It's just so like Roblox looking. I mean, yeah, it's not boat sim, but come on, you could have done a little better than that. But what I'm seeing so far, I don't think it's the quality of like Therender ramp, which is like, what I am always, until they make something better, gonna put on the very top shelf of German routes for Train Sim World is Therender ramp, or n-wagen Dresden. We've got an old church or whatnot over here. Not sure what that is. I'm kind of miffed that they didn't put St. Peter's Cathedral down there. I do see that they put some of the old tried and true, building block assets that they always use in everything when they need filler. So yeah, there should be a lot more in the skyline down there, but there is not. Anyway, down here on the left is Neustadt, which is another train station in Bremen, the newer one. Kind of like a midway point. This over here looks pretty good. These old rails laid in the grass. I love seeing stuff like this. This looks good. That looks very good. The grass is still a bit like, yikes, nuclear looking. But, the kind of ugliness of it, if you will, is nice, and the messiness, if you will. So, yeah, Dresden Neustadt, or did I say Dresden? Bremen Neustadt. There we go. The station is over here. I'm assuming they didn't really model much of it. It's got a sign there. See if we can get up and over here. Yeah, there's not much to this one. It's not this bland in real life, I can promise you that. Got the platforms here as well. And then from here, there is generally just a whole lot of nothing towards Oldenburg. It is just flat, long, straight bits of track. There might be 3 to 4, maybe 5 if you're really lucky, turns in the whole route for the whole 20 whatever miles it is to Oldenburg. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and hop on down to Oldenburg and look around there. Alrighty, welcome to Oldenburg, which is to the east of Bremen, as you can see here. This is where we're at. This is where we wers, which is about right here is where we stopped. Well, there's old Bremen Neustadt right there. Anyway, this is Oldenburg. This is the other anchor city of the route, as they're typically just anchor cities with a lot of these routes with Train Sim World. And Oldenburg is a bit more of a quaint little town. It's got a population of about 200,000 roughly and dates back to the 8th century. So another very old city or village. And it's at the confluence of the Hunt and Haaren rivers. And it, of course, has Oldenburg HBF Hauptbahnhof, which I think's got 7 platforms. But there's a lot of history, but hopefully there's a little in the game here. This is an old round house, as you can see here, obviously, which is real. This is legit. It's being torn down. You can see the lines have been elevated here. There's also the remnants of an old yard, which is over here. I'm pretty sure this was an old yard here. But, stuff being modernized to kind of do away with that and leave things for larger yards, if you will. But it's a lot more quaint. It looks a little bit different. And for what it's worth, I've also set it to December. In Bremen just a moment ago, I think I had it set at September. So the trees look a little different. Although I don't think they'd be quite dead and leafless yet, depending on how cold it gets up here. Although the average temperature in northern Germany and around the North Sea in general is pretty cold all the time. So I think they're working on losing all their leaves. But this is Oldenburg HBF here, which is a nice little station as well. That is to the north. I think to the north is like the university and whatnot, some technical and science centers. And then off to the south, I want to see if I can see it here. If I can get up on the roof. Kind of letting me cheat my way up here a little bit. Oh, we can get real high. Like a balloon. Love balloon. Yeah, that was cringe. Sorry. Over here should be St. Lambert's, which is another freaking cathedral. A lot of these old German cities have massive cathedrals in them, and they're very old. I mean, this one as well dates back to like the 12th century, and that is nowhere to be seen, just like St. Peter's in Bremen. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be fully fleshed out, but you could have at least kind of maybe put like a little building, little asset of it out there somewhere. It's a bit redonkulous, if I'm honest. But anyway, Oldenburg HBF, got the old tower with the DB symbol up there. That looks pretty nice. The station looks pretty good as far as I can tell. I don't think it's retained this look as of like modern, well, we'll say modernity, because this is supposed to be in the mid-2000s. I do believe it has 7 platforms. Let's see if we can count them out here. What's that? 1? Uno? Wait, 2. Yeah, 2 there. There's 1 in the middle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, that 1 in the middle is not 1. So, yeah, it is 7. That one over here is just a through line. But this is a smaller, older, quainter station. It looks good. I like the way it looks. And as well, if you see little weird artifacts going on in my video here, I'm using a DX12 cheat, and it kind of does weird stuff every now and then because Dovetail Games and DX12 hate AMD hardware. What's up, bro? Chilling. But yeah, it looks pretty good in here. The lighting up on this wood looks like it's doing a weird thing, but the wood itself looks pretty good. That was one of the things I liked about Mainspessart Bahn, the old Train Sim World 1 route, is they had a lot of like just wood, you know, pine, oak, whatever assets for a lot of the stations and everything, and it just looked really good and rustic. So that does look pretty good. It looks weird when it does the crappy lighting thing that this engine does, but not much you can do about that, sadly. Get outside here and take a look at it. It looks fairly clean, track and infrastructure wise, as far as I can tell. I know people will find bits of, you know, catenary missing and towers in the middle of the tracks and other dumb crap like that because, well, it's that just be how Dovetail roll. Beta quality assurance is not much of a thing for the most part. But yeah, the station itself and the overhang there look pretty good. We'll zoop on down to the thing that they posted on all the pictures in the media that this route is all about, which is a bridge, a drawbridge. Got a little yard over here as well. This is nice. I can see the 363 down there doing some. Oh, schnitzel! Was is this? Whoa. We got a new wagon? Hold the phone. We got a new wagon. Freight car. Riv D. Tadgs. Like some sort of hopper? We got 3 chutes down there? 4? Yeah. Dude, we got a new rail car. Is this? I didn't even know that was a thing. Alright. That's cool, I guess. I mean, alright. It's a bit of a shocker. Here's the 363 over here getting ready to do some shunsky. Very nice. Very nice. I think they changed. Did they change the logos on that as well? You can see old logo down here. I feel like they did something different to this. Anyway. Little shunty boy. But yeah, the old town is that way, you know, towards Cathedral and all that, which you're not going to, you know, to be completely fair, you're not really going to see it around here. Here's some more of them brand new wagons. Wagon. Dude, those look pretty good. Those look alright, man. I want to mess around with those. Get on foot later, mess around with some of them, have a little mess around. Alright, and this is the line over the bridge. This is an old drawbridge. What the heck is it called? I had to write it down. I can't remember. I don't remember what it's called. It's got a name, but it's basically an old roller, what they call barcule bridge, which we here in the States and a lot of other places simply call a drawbridge, because the two parts in the middle raise upwards, and it rolls, as you can see, with a little gearing system here, which is pretty neat. I'm sure that's going to be pretty neat to see. This whole little general area looks great right here with the tower and everything. There's typically someone that mans these bridges, just like, you know, where I live, little beach town I live in. There's we got a drawbridge, and somebody sits up there in the tower all day, every day. But looks pretty good. I like the seawall here. That looks nice, something different. I don't know if that's new or not. I don't recall seeing that before. Down there, the river kind of splits a bit. We got a barge coming. Oh snap! Is the thing going to come up? Thing might come up. Over here is a fairly sizable port, although they didn't really do much with this. Directly what I'm looking at here, which is a bit sad. This is like a massive feed and agricultural dock where they load up ships and send them down river or up to the North Sea or whatnot. It would have been cool if they put a couple of ships right there on the seawall, but alas, they did not. So yeah, there's a lot of traffic building up over there, I'm noticing as well. See if that barge is any closer. Is this thing even gonna make the bridge lift? Looks pretty low. We'll see here. It's a good looking bridge though. I mean, they did, you could tell they spent a little time on this asset, and hopefully the animation here. Generally you hear some sort of alarm bell or sound, or at least you do here in the States near where I live. So we'll see if something like that happens. We got a horn. Meep, meep. Chugga, 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 chugga. Hello? Alright. The barge. I know a lot of people made a big stink, a big poo-poo in their pants about the barge, and you can make it paintable and some other crap, apparently. The sounds are pretty good. You know, it sounds like some old barge. The horn was a nice touch. As far as the bridge, it's probably because I'm on a timetabled service, and it's not rising until my train goes across, which is kind of lame. But it is what it is. I like how they made these little electrical bits kind of rusted and old looking, which is very nice. Because I think, yeah, they should split. Yeah, this is where they contact here and complete the circuit. So when it rises, obviously they're not connected any longer, which is pretty neat. So yeah, Oldenburg. Oh, there was a pretty good sized rail yard up here in storage, general storage. They store passenger trains up here as well. I'm assuming that's about the extent of it. What we can see here with those rail cars, the new freight cars, hoppers, whatever they are. It's a shame they didn't do anything with this this little feed port over here with loading ships and whatnot. That would have been kind of cool. But you know, visually, Oldenburg and Bremen look okay. They look okay. I'll give it the I'll give it the okay. You know, they're not like groundbreaking. I still don't think anything looks as good as Dresden or Tharinger Ramp or the little branch line that they did for the Dresden route back in the day. But it's okay. Oh, and this, by the way, is the Hunt River. Yeah, I'm sorry if I left that out. All right, so let's go take a look at the DBBR 110.3. Alrighty, right. Welcome back to Bremen. I have set the time and date back to December the 6th. So it should be more appropriate lighting-wise and tree-wise and bush-wise and just whatever. Set it to December. Alright. This is the DBBR 110, or the Class E10 that comes with the route, as well as the wagons or coaches that it pulls behind it. I'm going to get in here to kind of shut that noise up a little bit. We got some DX12 flickering up there. That's very most likely because I'm using DX12. So, the DBBR 110.3 comes with the n-wagen cab car as well. It's known as a Class E10 over its lifespan, which has been very lengthy with German Rail. It's changed several times, a couple times at least. But it's an electric loco, obviously, built starting back in like 1952 for express passenger services. The builders included Krupp, Henschel, Siemens, AEG, for varying parts, not the train in general, but, you know, as far as the electrics, the electronics, mechanics, you know, things like that, all kinds of different. I'm getting some crazy flickering up there. So yeah, that's generally how it worked with a lot of older German rolling stock, and still sometimes to this day. But it was built until I think about 1969. It weighed approximately 85 tons, so it was fairly chunky. Ran on 15 kilovolt and 16.7 hertz AC alternating current. It had CIFA and PZB, which were also equipped. It had a max speed of 150 km/h, which is 93 miles per hour. It had about 5,000 horsepower. Yeah, this little son of a biscuit with a Bobo wheel arrangement had 5,000 horsepower, or 3,700 kilowatts. And it put down about 62,000 pounds of tractive effort, which again is pretty on par, I guess, for stuff like this. But by the 90s, they were kind of just simply used for local and regional stuff. And then as far as what I've heard from friends, you know, that are German train aficionados and things like that, they're pretty much been phased out. These things don't really exist anymore. It's like a heritage deal. So anyway, the in-car, or the wagon and cab car that's back there, obviously is a new passenger car. Around 5,000 were built, and there were just so many variations of these cars built. Just an absolute butt ton. Different types, different colors, different bogies, I think, different door heights, different door location, different windows, different classes. There were an absolute butt ton. The cab car itself, which looks very cool, was different as well. Some had a cargo door on the front, some did not. There were, oh, Jesus, scared me. You know, some had different colors and things of that nature. But we, in time, will take a look at that as well, too. So let's go ahead and hop back in here. So I did not do the tutorial, which was probably very dumb of me. But first I'm going to get up and have a look around here. It seems a little cramped in here. Let's see if the seat changes level, because it seems a bit low. Yeah, I don't think you can change the level. That sucks. Yeah, it just seems a bit low. I feel like it should be raised a couple inches higher. I don't know. It's just me. I've never sat in one. Couldn't tell you. But anywho, can you go back here? Son of a biscuit, you cannot go in the electric or engine room. That would be very cool if you could. Let's see what we got here. That does not work. That's your CIFA. This is if you need to control the locomotive around the yard or whatnot. Maybe this one will open. I'm kidding. I knew it wouldn't open. Son of a thing. Alright, what do we got here? Cab light. Ein and Auf. It looks a little new looking, the light color. For what it is. Instrument reading lights. Those are set to on. We'll leave those on. Second mid-desk light. We'll leave that off. What do we got here? Heater driver's side. Pointless. Heater cab. Pointless. SEFA off. And that will remain off because I hate SEFA with a effing passion. PCB. We will turn that on. I suck very badly with PCB, but I'll leave it on anyway. LZB negative. Heater crap. Tail light. Signal light on top. On. And on. Okay, what else can we mess with here? These handles are funky. These door handles. Or no, those. Is that for the window? What is that? Or is that just so you can grab the door? Because that's the handle there. What the hell is that? It's like a flower. Yeah, I don't know what that's for. The interior looks okay, though. I don't know. The textures still kind of have that weird Play-Doh-y look to them. You know, I feel like there have definitely been stuff in Train Sim World and Dovetail's history in their past where things have looked much better. I mean, there's no lights on in here, but it seems ultra bright. It's just kind of strange looking. Now, things like the scuffing and scratches on the door and on the firewall and things like that, that looks all very nice. You know, it's your coat and hat racks up there. Pantograph. I'm sure we'll have some pantograph police be like, you got the wrong one up, you dingus. But I don't care. We'll just leave it as is. Got a little curtain over here. Cannot operate that. Obviously, for safety's sake, I guess. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe like manuals for the locomotive or VHS cassette tapes. Possibly even Betamax. I'm assuming this is Cab 1. Führerraum 1. Does that mean Cab 1? I think it does. It's got blinds, pull down blinds, which do work. Okay, we've got our handbrake, which is off or auf. Let's crouch down here. There's our telephone, which we contact the signaler with. Indicator test. Let's see what do we got here. Air compressor on, traction motor fan off. Let's turn that on. Well, I don't have the key in, so it's not going to do anything. We'll leave it off for now. Pantograph, MCB, sand, wheel slip protection, LZB release. Alright, so that's all those doodads. Train line power is on. Let's get in it. Let's do the thing. Alright, let's put the reverser in there. I'm just seating my pants on this thing. It's typically how I learn anyhow. But again, I remind you, there is no manual for this in Train Sim World fashion. Ooh. That sounds pretty good. Let's get them doors open, eh? Did I just... It sounds pretty spicy. Hell yeah! Now the true test will be when them blowers come online and just start raging. Alright, doors. Did I? I swear I unlocked the wrong door. Alright, so that is in. We've got an old school brake key. I did see that. I spied that a moment ago. Make sure you have that brake key ein. It's our dynamic brake handle. That's interesting. What do we got here? The doors, emergency brake. I'm going to start using the arrow keys and see what views it gives me. Center console, secondman, head out. Back wall, head out. And driver. Okay. What do we got here? Desk light on. See, that's a decent color. That looks pretty good there. The cab light looked a bit arse. It was a bit too white and bright looking. Signal lights normal. Let's get those on actually. Yeah, they're not on. Which one's the headlight? I think it's... There it is. Oh, yikes. Yikes. Come on, the coloring on these lights, man. I don't know. Like, it looks okay there. You can see some kind of a bit orangey there. But if you just back up and look at it like that, it kind of does not look that great. This top one especially. Until you zoom in there. I don't know. It kind of looks okay. It kind of looks okay. Alright, we'll get out in the sunlight and have a good look around at this thing, because we're in the little garage thing here. I don't know what it's called. Instrument brightness. We'll crank that puppy all the way up. I do feel like the interior is a bit muddy in low res. I mean, look at these corners. Look at these sharp edges on this stuff. Dude, in the first Train Sim World, they made better looking stuff than this. You know, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Alright, we got it forwards. Let me check my... There we go. PZB doodads. What do we got here? LED brightness. We'll crank that all the way up. Am I forgetting anything? Trainline power is on. Seems simple enough. Let's get rid of the brakes. They're set back to running. These pipes up here are crazy. Horn cutoff. Why in the world would you want to do that? Alright, let's get out of Dodge here. Release the direct brake or loco brake. Now, I think this thing will reset and overheat on you. So you're going to want to watch your power output, as you can see here. So it looks like the safety zone is kind of, what's that, about just 28? Until it gets in the watch the F out zone there. Alright, so we've got a blinking 85. It's making that crazy clicking noise, which is one of the things this locomotive does, so that's pretty correct. We'll try the horn. Wait, is there no high and low? Well, this thing had a high and low. Go outside and do it. That thing's got a legit whistle. That's how I know this sucker's old, man. That's cool. It sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good. It couldn't be recycled, obviously, because it is like an OG whistle. Alright, we're just kind of cruising. Oh, you can roll down the windows. Gnarly. Alright, let's get loud. Not safe to release. Speed limit 45 km/h. Ooh, fans. Hello. I don't know though, the fans from the videos that I've seen of this thing, they don't really seem to have that kind of like punch to them. Like depth. We're gonna get this thing zooming in a minute though, hopefully. See if we can hear some traction whine. Got a 101 coming in here. Panto looks good. This is what they look like. It's definitely the old style of pantograph. It seems to move up and down with the lines pretty well and actually touch them. Zigzag back across the contact patch. Top of this thing looks pretty good. The model itself looks pretty good. So from what I can tell with these things over the years and how they changed is I think some of the fan grids changed a little. The nose, so this one is one of the older ones, if I'm not mistaken, which is a bit more rounded. The marker lights changed over time. They originally just had 2 lights. The bumpers or the buffers on the front here changed over time as well. And a few other things, but overall the thing looks pretty good. It's really interesting seeing these old electric locomotives. I'm a massive sucker for stuff like this. This hose kind of looks like gas. Well, not kinda, it just does. I mean, these look okay, right? Those look okay. Can we do something like that maybe with these? Just saying. You know, not for nothing. Vents look pretty good. It's, you know, it's weathered to a degree, but not too heavily, which is good, I reckon. Got your power cable running through here to the coach. Alright, let's get back in here. So we're going across the river and through the woods to Grandma's house we go. Alright, let's jack it up here. Get them fans on. Let's see, can I just turn them on? Hi. They said they were off. Shouldn't it be auto? Alright, we got a green there. Alright, it just went solid. Let's slap this horsey on the hiney. Neck pressure's on. Let's make sure we got everything. Double check. Ooh, watch out. Almost got in that nasty zone. Slowly ratchet it up here. And my horn randomly stopped working. It's working now. I hit it a couple of times and it didn't work. It's crazy that the handle's way up there. I love this old stuff. It's so, you know, exotic to me. It's just super interesting. All right, another notch. And another one. Again. 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 And let's see, we got 28. Another. 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 The sound just cuts out. Bam. This old son of a biscuit sounds pretty good. I don't know if I'm completely convinced by the fan noise, because I feel like it's more like a... This fan sound is more of like a high pitch kind of... It sounds pretty good, like run-wise. Those carriage sounds sound pretty nice. All right, let's put some air down on this sucker. See what she brakes like. All right, here's our minimum. You could immediately hear the compressor come on, which is nice. I don't know, either that or just the traction cutting out, although I had it off. Yeah, it's tap changer's off. So this is minimum. We're doing 110 kmh. It seems to be pretty soft. It's not super crazy feeling. We'll give it another. We'll just do 2 bar. So it's braking pretty quick. It brakes nicely. It seems like it brakes nicely. We'll go outside and see if we get a squeal. Yeah, we do. It's got a squeal. It's not very loud. It seems like the squeal should be a little bit more prominent. But yeah, I'm liking this E10 so far. Let's go ahead and check out the cab car. All right, we've got our library voices because we're in the cab car and it's very quiet. I hope my babbling was audible over the screaming E10 just a moment ago. So once again, I have no clue what I'm doing here. I'm pretty sure there's tutorials in the little training center thing they've got now, but I didn't bother. I just like to hop in and have a go. It'd be nice if they put a manual down, because I'd rather honestly read a manual than do, some stupid tutorial scenarios. But that's just me. Anyway, so we're at Oldenburg. These are the n-wagen cab car. They're called like DBFZ3683 or something like that. Might be down here. 463, sorry. Cheese and crackers. BNRDZF 463.0. Yes, that's what they're called. They look really good. They are some nice looking coaches. I've said it time and time again, as far as like modeling with a lot of this stuff within Train Sim World, they have really no issue there. From me anyway. I always thought it looked pretty good. Just look at the weathering on here and the grime and just general crap. The red looks very nice. It's not ultra shiny. It's kind of a matte. There's a little bit of a shine there. We've got the rain guard trim all throughout, which shaded kind of. It's very squarey, blocky. Looks pretty good there. It's kind of funny because I'm a Train Sim Classic head too, but when I see stuff like the little fine intricacies, like just say this hinge or this nut, for example, or bolt, look better on some stuff in Train Sim than in this, which uses the Unreal Engine. It blows my mind that some train sim stuff can look better, but overall it looks pretty good. You know, as long as you don't get super duper duper close. It's an interesting unit. We've got some smearing on the window there. Looks like somebody didn't use Windex worth of crap on that window there. Looks good. All right, let's hop in. Firstly, all right, that's our wiper. How do we change the destination? There we go. Let's see what we got here. Please tell me it. Okay. I was about to rage thinking it didn't work or have any destinations on there. Bremen Hauptbahnhof. It looks pretty good. It's got that old kind of paper look to it back in there. Yeah, looks alright. The detail in this thing looks pretty good. I think the detail in this, is, as far as the interior, the textures, and shadowing, shading, and all that, look eons better than the E10 locomotive. This looks way better. I don't know if it's the colors that do it or what, but it just looks better. All right, let's get up here. Can you go through this thing? There we go. Here's our mail compartment, or bicicletas. Oh, I like the door animation. That's cool. There's absolutely zero sound in here. Occlusion. Sound? No sound. Sound? No sound. I like that lock animation right there. That looks nice. Very nice. What do we have here? A little guard booth? What is this? Heater? Temperature? That's our brake pressure. We can sit in the seat and do stuff, I guess. Let's go back, yeah. What's up, peoples? Some of these people... Okay, firstly, these two look like they're straight out of the new HBO show. God, House of the Dragon. What's their name? God, I can't. I have old man brain. Sorry. Yeah, they look like they're straight out of that, though. It looks like I'm seeing some new clothing, though, and some new variations, which is nice. Looks a little bit more realistic, you know, compared to stuff you may see IRL. The interior of this thing looks nice. Now, like I said, a lot of these older coaches, there were multiple variations. Too many for me to even list. But this is one of the more modernized ones, because these did look very old. They had those old bars, you know, vertical bars up and down to hang on to. And I think some of them even had like little rooms, or there was like a passageway on the right-hand side, like some of your old sleeper coaches, and then the sleeper compartments would be like over here, for example. But they look pretty good in here. I mean, for the most part. I don't know if it's the ambient occlusion or what in here looks a bit off. It just looks a bit too flat on the ceiling. You know, I don't know. I'm not super technical with stuff like that. I just call it like I see it, which generally sounds idiotic. But that's all I can do. Sorry. Like, just look at the shading or the shadowing here in between the wall and the ceiling. That looks a little funky. Now, there are no lights on in here, mind you. Alright, what do we got here? Some guard controls. Assuming for the doors. Oh, wagon lights. Ein! Now they're on. Okay. Yeah, still doesn't look that great. Because the lighting in Train Sim World isn't real. It's fake. Fake news. It's not real. It's just like a color, basically. It's, you know, it doesn't actually cast anything. I think what is that noise? That door sound is pretty nice. Can you close again? No? Fine. Are these different? They look different. There's like glass all the way through here. They look very airy. I mean, look how freaking high the ceiling is on these. You could have made these double deckers just about. No shitter access. Poo poo on you, Dovetail and TSG. The community has spoken multiple times. They want to be able to pray to the porcelain god, El Commodus. You must listen at some point and build a turlet. What the hell? What did I just do? Oh my god. What's going on here? Help! What the... Why did that happen? Okay, I'm probably going to have to restart that because I uncoupled it. That's very strange. I was walking through the compartments and it just got to a point where it wouldn't let me walk through anymore. I'm certain we uncoupled one of these. I can't tell though. Son of a biscuit. Alright, let's reload that. Alright, apologies. So we have reloaded this timetable. Okay. Let's more specifically look around the cab here. Can we open the windows? Yes, we can. Signal lights are set to tail lights. We'll go ahead and put those on heads. Destination board light on. We, of course, will take a look at that. Cab lights. I don't think we have any power up here yet. Battery test. Blah, blah. Battery test. Blah, blah. Okay, what do we have here? Fuses. Fuses. None of them seem... That's PCB. We'll turn that on. Where's the dang SIFA fuse back here? Is there a cabinet we can open here? Okay, guess not. What's this here? Battery. Okay, battery ein. We're good there. Yeah, the floor of this thing looks really good. I feel like the interior of this thing looks way better than the E10's interior. Can you move the seat on this? No, you cannot. I always like that feature. I don't know why. Sue me. I always thought it was neat being able to move the seat up and down just to change your point of view since it's very limited in Train Sim World. Alright, train lights on. Does this work? On. Alright, so we need power here, yeah? Instrument lights are set to on, but we don't have power. Okay, reverser handle. Neutral. I'm assuming we gotta do something, because this is like old school, right? Cab car stuff. There's our SIFA valve right there. That's crazy. Instrument lights. That's light. Horn? It's got a crappy loop, but, you know, it is Germany. They're not, you know, super horn users, unless only when extremely necessary, from what I know. Okay, we got a brake key. Yeah. Brake valve. Brake. Alright, are we on? Emergency power. What the hell does that mean? Throttle. P2B. Oh, we gotta open the doors here. Let's open the wrong dang doors. The sound was okay. It sounded a little cheapy and flat. Why is it? I'm not doing that. Okay. Yeah, the sounds were a little cheapy sounded, possibly. I think we got to do something here. I don't think we're set to go here. We'll try, though. We'll give it a goose. Brake sounds sound okay. Sound fairly similar to some of the older TSG stuff. Alright, it's giving me power. So yeah, we're got it right here on the motor gauge. And there we go. We're off. Off to the races. Yeah. It's doing some. There we go. Okay, you got to turn the brake back off. Or running, I'm assuming. So I thought I turned PZB on, yeah. The lights don't look illuminated, though. Alright, let's give her some more juice. I think it died. You can also see the markers on the locomotive are not automatically set. That's a very irritating thing within Train Sim World with push-pull operations. Train line power, what's that? What's that? Nothing. What's up, bro? Train fan, foamer. What happened here? We were getting juice. And now we are not. We've got Panto. Okay. So this... Yeah, we'll just see if there's like a tutorial for this, because it's probably going to be a lot more involved. Alright, moving right along. Alrighty then. So, let's see what all there is to see with this new route. So I'm going to go choose route, Bahnstrecke Bremen Oldenburg, scenarios 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 6 scenarios. I think that's about on par with amounts of scenarios now, yeah? Alright, so let's see what the timetable has to offer with Bremen. So, like I said, a lot of stuff layers into this. I think I've got most everything that can and will layer into Bremen. Or Bahnstrecke Bremen, or colloquially known as Bro. Bahnstrecke Bremen Oldenburg, Bro. I've seen people refer to it as Bro. Sorry, I didn't make it up. So this is what you can drive. So we'll look at the ICE1. You can see here multiple services with ICE1, which might be kind of fun. DBBR 185, ton with those as well. Looks like a lot of it is freight. DBBR 187, the community's most favoritist German engine in the game. There's quite a few there as well. It's really not that bad with mods. Console peeps, sorry. So you got the MRCE 182 and the Dispalock 182, so we'll click that one. There's quite a few timetable bits there. DBBR 101, my beloved. Quite a few there as well, so there's a lot of stuff. I mean, this is just how the German stuff is in Train Sim World. I hate it, and really enjoy it at the same time. Again, 612, ton of crap you can do. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, it just kind of happened. You got all the 363s. So the n-wagen Dresden 363. We'll choose that one, same, and that one, same. Okay, so yeah. The theme here is I click on things and say there's a bunch of timetabled stuff for it. I'm assuming it's going to continue as such. The Rail Pool 185. Traxy boy. A lot for that one. Cheese and crackers. The new press, DBBR 155. A lot for that as well. I'm assuming with a lot of the freight stuff, especially, they just swap out. That would be my very uneducated guess. The E10 or the 110.3, quite a few as well. The 425, which, don't get me wrong, is a nice EMU. If I'm not mistaken, that's a TSG or Mike Galt's thing as well, which is probably, and I might get hurt saying this, probably the best EMU in the game. As I said that quietly and looked around before I did. I like it. It's a good EMU. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to go over technical specs, anything like that, because it's been in Train Sim World pretty much since Train Sim World 2's been around. So, you know, there's plenty of that out there. Here's the n-wagen cab car, or the I'm going to call it the Biener Dizif 463. So there's going to be obviously quite a bit for that, because you're going to be pulling back to Bremen from Oldenburg, because it goes loco forward east for the most part, I think it would seem. So there's that, and then you've got your on-foot things if you just want to jack around a little bit. So there's quite a bit. Also, if you go to Train Depot, type timetable, and click on the new E10, you've got two options. You've got Bahnstrecke Bremen Oldenburg, or BRO, and you've also got n-wagen Dresden. So you can operate it on n-wagen Dresden as well, which is probably one of the best routes ever made for Train Sim World. And let's see, training modules. Let's go ahead and do the n-wagen introduction here, since I kind of poo-pooed that. Alrighty, right.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to operate the Karlsruher Kopf BNRDZF 463 n-wagen control car. This formation is powered by a BR-110 locomotive at the rear of the train, which has already been set up for you.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose.
The driver's seat.
Matthew, we need to know how to set it up, home skillet. Sorry. Really, though. I mean, because when I fouled it up a moment ago, I don't know if it was already set up or not. How do you get in this son of a biscuit? We got to get in to these closet doors here. Okay. All right. In we go. Sit.
Firstly, you'll need to insert the reverser handle.
I can do that.
While you set up
Got
the
it.
cam, unlock the brakes
Key?
with the brake key to allow...
You got it, bub.
Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
We don't need no stinky passengers.
Lock the doors and drive to the next stop unguided.
What?
The train is now ready to depart.
So it's that easy?
Set the reverser to the full. Release the brakes.
If it's
The
that
throttle
easy.
in this cab is a sprung ratcheted control.
Okay.
Pushing the lever forward to the run-up position will increase the selected tap in the locomotive and increase power.
Oh, I know what I did now.
The hold position will maintain power at the current level.
I know what I did now.
Pulling the lever towards you to the run-down position will decrease the selected tap.
The 155 works
Pulling
in the
lever
same
towards
way,
you to the
pretty
off
much.
Position runs down the tap to 0 and will allow coasting. The throttle will be held in this position.
I think I left it in the run-up position earlier, and it blew the fuse.
You'll need to keep a close eye on the ammeter to ensure that you do not overload the traction.
Yeah,
motors.
see, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I did.
For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. Now, apply some power using the throttle.
All right, so run up. So you actually hold it here. I think I blew it again. Yeah, I blew that son of a biscuit again. How do you know? How do you know what the... I mean, it wasn't that high, right? Yeah, so there's a specific area in here that you can't run over. So in like the 110.3 back there, the E10, the locomotive that's pushing us, it couldn't go safely higher than, I want to say about like the 30, that's actually down here, like the 30 mark, starting out. Once you're at speed, it can obviously go higher. I guess we overloaded it, but as far as like how to reset it, that would be paramount on how to do that. But you know, this is stuff they can include in the manual, but they'll leave it up to somebody to leave a remark on the forums, which nobody checks, or you know, one of their community content creators to make a video about it, which that's great and all, but there needs to be a manual. So yeah, we're just going to coast, and I'm going to end it here with a very crappy look and review at Bremen Oldenburg for Train Sim World 3, which is now available again at $40 US. That is a lot of money, okay? I don't care who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are, that's a lot of money, irregardless. It's a little rich for my blood, especially, but I really like the German stuff in Train Sim World. With that being said, and the fact that this is... this is so sad, we're just coasting. The fact that this is only 27 miles as far as the route. Yes, you get a absolute shit ton of services and timetabled stuff. Sure. But it's stuff that already existed that they kind of just cheaped their way into it. That's fine. The E10 or 110.3 seems nice enough. This cab car, as soon as I can actually get it working correctly without blowing the motors back there, seems nice enough. Again, this is stuff that was in Train Sim Classic, if I'm not totally mistaken, by Mike Gultz as well, who is also the same person that happened to make this stuff for Train Sim World 3. That's nice enough as well. The scenery back on the route, Bremen Oldenburg, I didn't really see the middle bits, but it's just flat and straight, so it doesn't seem like it's going to be too crazy scenic. You know, I don't know that this is worth $40. I don't know that I could wholeheartedly recommend it if someone were to say, hey, do you recommend this? I would probably say sure on sale. Because this new thing with Dovetail and their $40 price point for their add-ons is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I wish somebody would kick whoever made that decision in the nuts very swiftly with a steel-toed boot, because that's a bit much, man. It's $40. Come on. I get it. The devs need to get paid, blah, blah, blah. But that's still too much. They already make hand over fist from console players, okay? They didn't need to jack the price up. They just did it and made a bullshit reason for it to line their pockets. But hey, it's Dovetail. And SimRail, which is coming very, 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 very soon, will hopefully put it to them and maybe make them step their shit up a little bit, because they've been running the game for a minute. and somebody else just came to town. So I am very much looking forward to that. And if you're interested in that, keep a lookout for my video, which should hopefully be sometime soon in the near or distant future on SimRail, which I'm very geeked to look at as well. But that is it for now, guys. For those of you that hung around till the end of this heart-wrenchingly boring and poorly scripted video, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.